Hey guys, I'm Ava and I'm here in Rome, and today we are going to look at how Paul was here in Rome and how Paul stayed here in Rome during his last couple days and how his influence affected Christianity here in Rome and how Christianity progressed. Stay tuned for more.
Before we get into more about Paul and the time he spent in Rome, I just wanted to show a few clips of the Colosseum. The Colosseum had not yet been built during Paul's time, but it did play a very significant role in Christianity when in Rome Christians were being persecuted. Paul died only a few years before the Colosseum was built. Later in the video, you will see where Paul is supposedly buried, but for right now, the Colosseum was built in 72 AD, and it was used for various forms of entertainment. Some of those were executions, others were gladiator fights. Against popular belief, the Colosseum was actually not the main place where Christians were executed. The Colosseum, though, has become a symbol of Christian persecution, and it is recognized by the Catholic Church as that. Although Christians were heavily persecuted when the Colosseum was being built. The location of the executions of the Christians during that time, though, was not mainly the Colosseum. After visiting this site, it was really clear that this place would strike a lot of fear into a lot of Christians that were being persecuted. To see this huge structure and to see the different types of events that took place here, I can only imagine the kind of strength and faith it would take to be a Christian during the time of the Roman Empire in Rome. I mean, seeing many people get executed for various different things, but especially being executed for being a Christian, and the different types of ways that they would execute people. Most of them were not, I would say almost all of them were not very pretty and not humane. And so to stand in your faith during a time like this would take a lot of courage. I'm sure that the book of Philippians was a very encouraging book for many of the believers during that time to know that Paul wrote this book while he himself was suffering and facing his own trials. For him to write in Philippians 1:29-30, which says, "For it has been granted to you on behalf of Christ not only to believe in him, but also to suffer for him, since you are going through the same struggle you saw I had, and now hear that I still have." I'm sure that verse was very encouraging for many of the believers during that time.
Okay. We are here where Paul is supposedly buried. Tradition says that he was buried here, but we don't really know for sure. Paul spent a lot of time in Rome. Most of it was under house arrest. And during the time that he spent in Rome, he wrote many, many letters that aided to the spread of Christianity. And so even though Paul was in a tough mental and physical place when he was staying in Rome, many, many good things came out of his time that he spent here.
In the last part of the video, I wanted to show the Basilica of St. Paul to show you how Christianity has progressed since Paul's time. This church, like many of the other Catholic churches in Rome, has many icons and is very decorated in gold and other rich colors. After spending some time in Rome and also learning about Paul, I have come to the conclusion that Paul probably wouldn't have liked a lot of these churches. Paul was a very humble person and he lived a very simple life. And this is not where he probably would have chosen to spend a lot of his time. I am sure that he would come here because Paul was the kind of person who went everywhere, no matter where he went, and he talked to everyone. But I don't think he would have wanted to be buried here. Many of these churches seem to focus on wealth and riches, but Paul says in 1 Timothy 6:9, "Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plague people into ruin and destruction."
Now that we have come to our end of our time in Rome, it's really amazing to see what Paul's small little time here did for the rest of the world. He wrote many, many letters here that have been so important in Christianity and have made the spread of Christianity really, really great. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.